I hope you understood the lesson, Salvatore, and also you have done the homework which I gave you. Today we will do another prose lesson. It is called Fritz. Fritz is the name of a doll, and it is written by Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray was a Bengali. He is a motion picture director, writer, and illustrator. Now this story can be called a horror story. There is some mystery about it. There is something which you cannot understand. That is the supernatural element in the story. Supernatural means cannot be explained by the laws of nature, by the laws of reason. It cannot be explained. So you can take out your script and follow the lesson. Fritz by Satyajit Ray. After having stared at Jayanto for a whole minute, I could not help asking him, "Are you well? You seem to be in low spirits today." I is the narrator of the story and Jayanto is his friend. And Jayanto is looking very worried and anxious. So the narrator is asking him, his friend is asking him, why are you in such low spirits? Why are you distressed? Why are you moody? Why are you gloomy? Jayanto quickly lost his slightly preoccupied air. Preoccupied means he is lost in some thoughts or other. He lost it, he lost it only slightly. Gave me a boyish smile and said, "No, on the contrary, I am feeling a lot better. This place is truly wonderful." So that sadness, that distress, he has lost it only for a little, for slightly, not completely. That sadness is still there for him. "You have been here before. Didn't you know how good it was?" That is referring to the place where they have come. A place called Bunde in Rajasthan. I had nearly forgotten Jayanto's sight. Now some of my memories are coming back slowly. Jayanto had come to this place in Rajasthan when he was 6 years old. So when he reached this place with his friend, he remembers many incidents in his younger days, in his childhood days. Now some of my memories are coming back slowly. The bungalow certainly appears unchanged. The building, that is a rest house, it is referred to as the circuit house in the story. Now some of my memories are coming back slowly. The bungalow certainly appears unchanged. I can even recognize some of the old furniture, such as these cane chairs and tables. The furniture also is just as it was before when he came here at the age of 6. Now at the age of 31, I think, he is coming to this place again. He is visiting this place again. The bearer came in with tea and biscuits on a tray. I poured. "When did you come here last?" I is the narrator, his friend. 31 years ago. I was 6 then. That is Jayanto speaking. I was 6 years old. We were sitting in the garden of the circuit house in Bunde. We had arrived only that morning. Jayanto and I were old friends. We had gone to the same school and college. He now worked in the editorial division of a newspaper and I taught in a school. Jayanto is working in the editorial department. You have editorials in the newspapers, in the English newspapers. Editorial is the writer's thoughts about a certain incident or circumstance or situation. And the narrator is working in the school. Although we had different kinds of jobs, it had not made any difference to our friendship. They are still good friends. We had been planning a trip to Rajasthan for quite some time. The main difficulty lay in both of us being able to get away together. They both had their jobs and it was difficult for them to get holidays at the same time. So they had been planning a trip to Rajasthan. That had at last been made possible. Now the trip is made possible. They are in Rajasthan. Most people go to Jaipur, Udaipur or Chittoor, historical places, important places in Rajasthan, when they go to Rajasthan. But Jayanto kept talking about going to Bundi. He wanted to go there only, to Bundi, because he had been there when he was 6. I had no objection. He agreed. The narrator, his friend, agreed. For having read Tagore's poem, The Fort of Bundi, I was certainly familiar with the name of the place and felt a pleasurable excitement at the prospect of actually seeing the fort. The fort of Bundi is a very important historical monument and he wanted to visit it. Not many people came to Bundi, but that did not mean that there was not much to see there. It could be that from the point of view of a historian, Udaipur, Jodhpur and Chittoor, historically important places, had a lot more to offer. There is a lot of sightseeing, there is a lot of important monuments in these 3 places. But simply as a beautiful place, Bundi was perfect. There is natural scenery, there is beauty of nature in Bundi. However, Jayanta's insistence on Bundi did puzzle me somewhat. The friend cannot understand why Jayanta is insisting, continually demanding that he wanted to go to this place only. I learned the reason on the train. When we were coming down, Jayanta's father, Animesh Das Gupta, had worked in the archaeological department. Archaeological is a study of different cultures of a people. His work sometimes took him to historical places. And Jayanta had, as a child, come to Bundi. He had always wanted to return after growing up just to see how much the modern Bundi compared to the image he had in his mind. Now he wanted to find out if there are any changes. He visited it 6 years ago. Now at the age of 31, he wanted to see if there are any changes in this place. The circuit house was really rather splendid. Built during the time of the British, it must have been at least 100 years old. It was a single-storied building with a sloping tiled roof. The rooms had high ceilings and the skylights had long dangling ropes. Skylights are small windows on the roof and you could open and close it by the rope, with the rope. The veranda faced the east. Right opposite it was a huge garden with a large number of roses in full bloom. So there is beautiful nature, beautiful flowers. Behind these were a lot of trees, which obviously housed a vast section of local birds. Plenty of trees in this place and lots of birds came there. Parrots could be seen everywhere and peacocks could be heard, but only outside the compound. We had already been on a sightseeing tour of the town. The famous fort of Bundi was placed amidst the hills. We had seen it